Welcome to the Tactical Dent Tech Podcast. You are now part of a small underground movement of dent technicians from all over the world. We are on a mission to change our industry with innovation, intelligence, and skill. But because we don't rely on an insurance company to steer customers our way, we need to do things different. We need to do things smarter. We do that through a network of technicians that we call the Tactical Tech Movement. Now let's get this revolution started.
The button has been hit.
And let's go.
All right. So everybody, welcome to the Tactical Dent Tech Podcast. I'm here with now actually still alive. She's alive finally. Angela Hiley.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she was pretty hit last week.
I was sick. I was sick as a motherfucker. I haven't been sick like that for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, you were running a fever.
It was either a very bad cold or the touch of the flu. But I still did my daily shit that I do around the house. And I went out and shoveled the snow twice, the driveway.
Got to keep them in check like that, y'all.
Yeah.
Actually, she forced me to come out there with her, too.
Yeah, I needed some help.
I had to show her how a man shovels snow.
No, you don't know. You don't know how to shovel snow, and I had to
10 times faster.
You. No, yeah, right. You were shoveling snow, and the snow was coming back in the driveway.
I was using it as a cardio workout.
It was just because it's the fluffy snow, and it wasn't very heavy, and there's a certain way of shoveling it.
Right. Okay. I thought I did better. I think you guys would agree.
Nuh-uh, I had to go back over and redo your areas.
All right. Yeah, so we kind of had a crazy week though. Like before that, our sub pump underneath the house went out, and I had to climb under there, and I started MacGyvering the whole thing. Basically, troubleshooting and this and that. Finally got to the point where I realized that the pump was definitely just slowly losing its power. Went to go buy another pump. Went down there, went to change it out. All this shit started happening. One thing after the next. And I finally looked up at the rafters and I said, what am I doing? Why am I down here doing this? So basically I got on the phone.
It wasn't your expertise. It wasn't you could have did it if you wanted to, but it would have been so much of a headache for you, and it would have been so stressful that it was best that we called Roto-Rooter. Did I say that right?
So we actually ended up calling was Roto-Rooter.
Yeah.
Everybody else in this area was, because we were having basically, they were busy as can be, because it was at the time where the snow was melting and we had 2 days of rain.
Yeah.
So all of that and that cold ground was starting to thaw out, and everybody was getting hit with water issues. So they are the only company that basically said, we'll come out and we'll give you a quote, and if you don't like it, tell us to leave. Every other company said, it's going to be like a $200 minimum to show up for the first 30 minutes, and then emergency fees and all this other stuff. They were really, really high. And then, believe it or not, I got on and was looking through the Google reviews, and Roto-Rooter had about a 4.8 star with 500 ratings.
Yeah.
Called them up. They sent a technician out. He was probably here in 30, 45 minutes after I called him.
He was an awesome guy, extremely nice, great customer service.
Dude was cool as hell.
Yeah.
Climbed underneath the house, swapped him out for me. Was out in an hour.
Yeah.
Now, granted, we still paid a couple $100, $200-$300.
But it was worth it, though.
Yeah, I'd already went out and bought the pump, so I just had to pay the general labor or what have you, And then after that, little by little, she got sick, and then one of our old dogs, the older dog, ended up passing away. We went out into the garage, and he was laying there, and
we had to put him to sleep.
Basically, yeah, we had to put him to sleep, and we had to
sad.
take him to the one of them animal vet hospital things. And so it's been kind of a hectic, kind of a crazy week. He was older though, and we had him for a long time. And the dog, I hate to say it, the dog was probably 9 pounds and was hung like a Shetland pony. I never seen a dog like
God,
this.
Damn dog.
He was. It was like he was riding on a rocket.
His wiener was like the length of his whole body.
Yeah. I mean, it was wild. It was like, I was thinking about taking him down there to the Guinness Book of World Records.
Noah. Oh, dear
I mean, if he was
Lord.
like, if he was like full size and was able to scale up in perfect proportion, it'd look like a tree stump.
Yeah, it definitely would.
And he never got to use it.
No, he only got the air hump, or he thrust the air. That's the only thing he
Yeah.
got to do.
I knew something was wrong the other day when basically our American Bulldog, she's out in the backyard and she's barking at the next door neighbors. And he's full blow turn around looking at the roof of the house barking at it. And I'm thinking, well, he's going senile a little bit, and all this kind of stuff. And every time we took him to the vet, they'd say he was healthy as an ox and do his blood work and all that
Came
stuff.
back, good as gold.
Nothing out of line. Just I don't know. We don't really know what happened. I mean, by the time you take them down there, it's they wanted to do something to stabilize them and start doing X-rays and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, I'll tell you what, these urgent care veterinarian places, they will try to take you. They will try to take you for thousands upon thousands of dollars.
Yep.
I had a miniature Schnauzer that my past one, a boy, he was only 5 years old, and I probably sunk about $6,000 trying to save him, just to be standing over him when he was put to sleep, And our older dog, he looked 10 times worse than our miniature Schnauzer. Mm-hmm. 10 times worse. I mean, he was bad off. His body temperature was 10 degrees lower than what it normally should be. He was basically...
thinking he had some type of stroke or something.
Yeah, he was on his way out, and I really, after what happened, I don't trust them places. So, we knew that we had to go somewhere to make sure that he was out of his misery. Mm-hmm. So all of that happened, and all of that moving forward, we're still good and in good spirits and all that stuff, and she's feeling better.
But let's tell a funny story about Noah, and
All
then
right.
we'll get into
What story were we going to tell?
about his wiener.
I remember that dog used to go outside. He used to pace back and forth behind we got like a...
He'd be on the deck.
Yeah, he would be on the deck, and
In
we've got
front
like
of
a
the-
large glass door that we can look outside and
The
see the
patio
deck.
door.
And me and John, we're in here eating, and next thing you know, he comes by and he does that thing. You guys ever seen a dog? It's the craziest, the funniest thing when dogs do this.
It's when they're scooting their butt.
Yeah, it's like they stick their legs up in the air and they take their front paws and they scoot their butt. And it's like their two legs are shooting up in the air and their butt's just riding the ground while their two front paws are pushing them. It'd be the equivalent of like you sitting down and kicking your legs up in the air and then like going across the carpet or something like that with your hands.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, we're sitting here eating. We look over and there he comes. I mean, it's like he's going across right in front of the door with a giant red rocket. and we look at each other. We're like, "Oh my god, what did he just do?"
He was really, and felt so good, he just couldn't contain himself.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
what happened.
It's so funny to see our American Bulldog do that. Be sitting out here and she'll go across the yard. Next thing you know,
No.
she's nasty too. She'll jump after she's done. She'll go back and sniff it, and then she'll
She likes to
lay
roll-
in it
yeah, she likes
and
to
start
roll
doing
around
that
in
thing
it.
where she squiggles her back in it. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, she's just a dirty girl. But she's got a good sweetheart.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart for sure.
Yeah. So my story about Noah, this happened in the summertime, and I'm getting ready to drink my coffee in the morning, and I look outside, and there's Noah, has this huge heart-on, like the biggest one I've ever seen. And I was just like, oh my God, please let that thing go back in. Please let that thing go back in. I wait 10 minutes, I look back out there, and it's pretty much all the way back into its whatever that is. What's that like?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
There's a big debate about Bigfoot, of whether like the Sasquatch, the Bigfoot, if he's got one of them or if he's got a regular one.
Oh. Well, anyways, what happened is I look out there and there's still a little bit of it sticking out, and I'm like, why isn't that going back in? So I'm like, let's just give it a little bit longer. It'll go back in. Look out there for a third time, and I'm like, what the hell? It was like there was a part of it that was like stuck out.
Damn thing was blowing up like a balloon, wasn't
And
it?
it looked like a red radish. And I'm like, so I'm just like, what the hell? I was like, I do not want to have to take this dog up to the vet. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, let me give him a ring. Oh, what can I help you with, Angie? Well, Noah had a hard-on, and it didn't go all the way back in, and part of it stuck out. So here I Google it, and they're saying that sometimes what happens with a male dog is that the skin on his
Basically,
shaft
it got
or the
dried up and
cover-
got stuck.
Yeah, it got stuck. So there was a couple things that I had to do. One, I tried pouring cold water on it because they say that'll make it shrivel up and
Oh, God.
go back into its
Let the
hole.
turtle get back into its shell.
Yeah, exactly. Well, did that twice. That didn't work. He obviously was enjoying it. So the second thing, and I was like, oh my God, I do not really want to do this. And it was like, in the on the internet, it said you're going to get really up close and personal with your dog. And I was just like, man, oh man. So what I had to do was I had to put a rubber glove on my hand, squirt some lube on my hand. I went outside, I picked him up, and his hind legs were still on the ground, and I just kind of took my hand over it and like moved the I don't know, the shaft or the cover or
I
something.
think he set you up.
And it just went, and it sucked right back in. And he was a happy little guy. He was good as gold. And I was just like, I couldn't believe I did that. I actually came in and called John and told him what I did. And I was just like, what the hell? I was like, this dog makes me do all kinds of crazy things. I was just, ugh.
And he even liked negative attention. I mean, so he would shit somewhere, and we'd be like, Noah, yell at him or something like that. Get a hard on.
Yeah. He loved pooping in his
So
cage.
you couldn't yell at him.
Damn
It was
dog,
a
no.
reward or something like
Exactly.
that. Yeah, so anyhow, enough about dogs with hard-ons. Sorry, guys.
I'm sure it's probably happened to other people too.
I don't know about that. Well, it was on the internet, but I don't know
Exactly.
if our listeners, I mean,
It could have happened.
what if it's like 1 out of a million people have to do that, I mean.
No, I think it's something that's common that can happen with male dogs that haven't been neutered.
Should have neutered his ass a long time ago.
You didn't want to do that.
Bob Barker style.
You didn't want to cut his balls off.
There's something about that.
You wanted him to keep them, so he kept them, and unfortunately, he wasn't able to do his deed. They say that's torture, that if you don't get a dog fixed and just leave them there and they're not able to do their thing, that's torture. And I would probably agree that would be torture.
Maybe he's in doggy heaven now, lining them up.
It probably is, getting it on. Doing his thing.
Line them up!
Doing his thing.
Yeah, so.
Doing his thing.
So anyhow, guys, what the hell were we going to talk about? I forget that. You totally made me lose the subject. Oh, whoa.
Talk
No,
about
I know.
wintertime.
Yeah, we were going to talk about, especially for all the technicians that work a little further up north. I want to talk a little bit about building your business up during the wintertime, or to even be a little bit more specific, during any kind of slower or downtime that you may have. Now, I'm not necessarily saying you do it, because that's what I did. We actually, years ago, we had a lot of car dealers. So I used to do a ton of car dealers. You know how it is. Everybody gets sick of that. Got sick of it. Ended up going out and doing hail. So we spent quite a long time on the road doing hail. I want to say we were probably, I would say on and off, we did hail probably a couple of years solid. And then we had a little bit of a break, and then we got hit again for years to come, It's kind of the way it's been around here. We'd have a year or two off, and then we would have 2 years on. So what basically we did hail. John got old enough, we were traveling, stuff like that. John got old enough to go into school, so we came back. And you can't bank on a local hailstorm, So I spent all winter just digging into marketing, learning how to build my own website, learning, putting myself out there on every single social media channel that I could absolutely find, adding before and after photos, writing descriptions of what I do. Basically just putting my phone number out there on anything and everything that I could possibly find. Spent an entire winter doing that. And also that winter was horrible too. You remember how bad that winter was?
Yeah, it was cold.
Do you remember that was the one that we didn't see the sun for a month?
Was that one of the winters that we had like blizzard warnings and stuff like that?
Yeah, we lived up in a condo in Troy. But what I see like a lot of people doing in general is basically just getting depressed, So what happens is you get a little bit of downtime in your business. You get a little bit of time it just slows down, And let's just say you're not a hail chaser, so you haven't banked a lot of money. You're still living from 2-3 months out at a time or something like that. You have to take that winter time, and you've got to learn how to execute and to spend every ounce of your time, just as hard as you work pushing dents. You got to learn how to put that momentum in your business, or you're going to have to pay somebody to do that. Okay. I would prefer you to be in a position where you could just pay somebody to take care of it for you, of course. But that was not the position that I was in, because I had so much downtime. If I was paying somebody, that would just contribute to more downtime. So, you remember that, right? Mm-hmm. You probably hear a squeaky in the background. That's our little miniature schnauzer, Lily. So tell them, what happened after that year, once everything cleared up and the snow cleared up and all that stuff?
During that time when we lived in the condo and you did that stuff, I think everything, what was that, March?
Yeah. Yep.
It started getting really nice. The last snowstorm that we had was in February. The days were starting to get longer, and then March rolled around, and it was like the doom and gloom was over.
Yeah.
And then the phone started ringing. And then next thing you know, you were booking appointments left and right.
I want to say it was the very first time I knew that we'd done something right is when we came out of that winter. And it wasn't as much as hail money, but I remember booking my first $1,700 week. And I said, wow. I was like all of that worked, Mm-hmm. And the weird thing was I was getting calls from the Cincinnati market, even though all of our ads were in Dayton. So come to find out, there wasn't anybody marketing down there. So what did I do? I said, I can drive down there. It's 45 minutes away. Mm-hmm. I can make that a part of my day. Get up earlier, work later, whatever it is. I'm going to make this happen. So I started marketing in that market and found that it just caught on fire. I mean, there was times where we didn't even really service Dayton for weeks at a time. I mean, don't you think?
Yeah, it got to the point where you were just down in Cincinnati Tuesday through Saturday.
Right.
Because you took Sunday and Mondays off, remember?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and then eventually it got to the point where I couldn't answer all the phone calls, and sweet Miss Thing here had to take over.
Sweet Miss Thing.
Which she helped me out a lot, guys, because the income started going up because she would structure the schedule a lot better than I did. She would make sure I was in the right areas of town, going to the next appointment a lot closer. There was times that, I had set my mind. I was like, hey, if I make $500 today, I'm good with that. So I would drive to Cincinnati and do a $300 job, and then drive to Springfield, Ohio, which is an hour away.
I remember
and
you
do
doing that.
Another $250 job.
Yeah.
So I was like, I could chalk it up, $50 in gas, $500. Mm-hmm. I thought that was okay. So, but little by little, things started changing. She started rearranging the schedule. We started getting things closer. And next thing you know, we're like, wow, we just had $1,000 day, right? Mm-hmm. And we kept pushing and pushing harder and just getting better at the whole system, getting better at the bookings, getting better at having a higher quality clientele, raising our prices up, which pissed off the people that we serviced in the past, of course. Mm-hmm. But we kept gaining new and better customers, better clientele.
But I think like when we raised our prices, it's like for the first time, and we didn't really like raise them to where
It was so stingy.
yeah, it was maybe like $20 or $25 or something like that. I mean, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was little by
Something like
little.
that?
You know what I mean? Little by little. Never get the mistake of putting yourself in a position where you push yourself out of business.
Yeah.
And I've seen people do that. I've seen people like so dedicated and so prideful to, their self that they just don't realize what market they're in, and they put themselves out of business, right? So to me, I mean, we actually ended up our best just retail dent removal day. I have that recorded in denttrainer.com, and Nico was with me that day. I think we hit, it was like $1,790 some or something like that. And that was in one day, and it was like an 8 to 5 type day. Mm-hmm. And we actually recorded that in Dent Trainer. I've got 3 different recordings in Dent Trainer. One of them's a $1,200 day, one of them's a $1,500 day, and the other one's the $1,700 and some odd dollar day.
How long ago was that? So like,
I think it's when Nico came up with me the second time.
is that a couple years ago?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't do mobile anymore. But we work out of the shop, and mainly I stay quite busy doing all of
But
our
I scheduled
media
all
stuff.
them appointments.
Yeah. I
And
may
they
have
all-
scheduled one.
And they all work. No. I scheduled them all. And
I did
they
work
all
like a dog that day. It's no lie.
No, what would you always say?
I got hit with some nasty repairs that day, too.
I know, but they all worked out. That's the thing. I was
Yeah.
always like, I always had my fingers crossed when you would go and do mobile. I'm just like, oh, please let all the appointments work out.
I would get to the point where I was really bummed if I wasn't hitting $1,000 in one day.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen all the time, though. You know what I'm saying?
Doesn't happen all the time, but, it's cool when it happens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is something I just want to encourage you guys to think about. All you guys who, I know everybody has some sort of downtime at some time. If not, awesome. You don't have to work on your marketing. You know what I mean? Unless you just want your stuff to look better than everybody else's out there, which I do encourage that.
Yes.
Just because,
you want to stand out from everybody.
and you don't want somebody creeping up on you or thinking that you're going to be easy to beat or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a psychological thing too. You know what I mean? So you gotta, we're in a game of chess, not a game of checkers. Right?
I don't even know how to play chess.
You know how to play chess?
No. I'm pretty good at checkers, though.
Yeah. Yeah, so, but anyhow, I just want to encourage you guys to think about that, If you want somebody to work with you on that, let us know. Me and Mike, we're opening up the doors to our Full Blow Media Company, coming here on the this Friday at the Mobile Tech Expo. So you guys are going to hear this on Thursday, and we are going to be dropping and announcing all of our new services that we're going to be adding on that Friday. I'm telling you guys, if you guys didn't hear my last podcast, I kind of went over that a little bit, but we got some of the, we got the best out there when it comes to a service base. I can't even call it a website. It's a media site. It's connected
I was
to
blown
everything.
away. I was just, every time you would show me little things here and there, I was blown away because it just got better and better.
And how long have I been working on this?
A long time. A long time.
You know how much money I sacrificed to work on this?
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah, like literally, I have put my head down and worked. Look, I'm going to tell you guys, there's a time in life and in business, all right, where you need to sharpen the axe, okay? I think Abraham Lincoln said, he quoted it one time. They said, Abraham Lincoln, if you had 6 hours to chop down this tree with this axe, right? Where would you start? Big old tree, right? And he said he'd spend the first 4 hours sharpening the axe. Basically, what that means is you got to take time in your life to become better, and you got to expand your ability, to just become better at every area of your life that you might be weak. You know, you got to find areas that you're weak or find your strengths and just become better and excel at them, okay? Mm-hmm. So everybody has weaknesses, everybody has strengths. And I know some of you guys that are sitting out there, you're probably like, well, John, you know, I'm slow now, but I'm not very tech savvy. And, you know, I couldn't work my way around a computer. You know, I wasn't good with computers when I started working with them. Eventually built denttrainer.com, a giant, massive website, you know, with Mike, of course. Editing videos, shooting videos, I mean, all that stuff is just, it takes you got to take one step at a time, okay? You basically, if you need it in your business, you have to start walking in that direction, okay? Because the trip of 1,000 miles, it begins with one single step, you know? And you got to be able to realize that. And if you buy into that bullshit out there, where they just say, you know, only do what you love, you know, that's total bullshit. Them guys didn't get to where they're at today just by doing what they love. They can preach that now because they can now. They've got all the money. They've made it. They put in all the hard work, okay? If you ever buy into that bullshit, you know, I only just, you know, forget your weaknesses, you know, no, you know what? Sometimes you got to do things that you do not want to do in business. And you got to develop the willpower to do it. I think 2 or 3 podcasts back, I talked about that. Mm-hmm. You know, anybody can be motivated and happy on days when they're motivated and happy. But the real achievers have the discipline to make themselves do what's needed at the time that it's needed. I 100% believe that. I believe in hard work. Mm-hmm. You know, why would you want it without it, to be honest with you? You know, if you're one of them guys out there that just want to sit back and you want everybody else to do the work for you, man, I'm sorry. You're going to get hit with a reality because nobody's going to do their work for you. You go collect welfare, you know what I mean? And then people like me will go out and work for you. You get a little portion of it, but that ain't you guys. That's not the people that are listening to this podcast. You know, when hard work's done and when you do things you don't like to do but you accomplish something, it's a really good feeling.
Or unless you have a wife like John and then John's like, hey, Angie. Or I'll be doing the stuff John don't like to do. I'm just messing with you. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Well, you know, I got to spend a lot of time in the gym, you know.
Oh, no, so I don't want to go there. No, John.
I've been listening to this guy, all right? So I'm going to give you guys. And I've been quoting him like all day to her.
It's driving me crazy.
She can't take it because he's hilarious. He's hilarious.
Because John's not a meathead.
But he does these angry interviews that are just so funny.
No, I just find it appalling.
What is he? Hold on, I'm going to give everybody his name here.
I find it appalling.
His name's Robert Frank 615. And he does these like...
I wonder why it's 615.
I don't know. He's got that on all of his stuff too. It's so
I wonder if
funny.
that's his area code.
Yeah, he was talking like he has this video. I guess somebody asked him his opinion, and this dude just screams at the like he looks like basically a mean WWF or WWE wrestler.
Yeah,
who's like just yelling. Like you remember Macho Man Randy Savage when he would get mad and just yell at the camera. Well, that's what this dude does. He's a big old giant dude. He's always sitting in his car without a shirt on and a bandana.
Oh my god!
With a gold necklace on.
Oh my god!
And
dear Lord,
dude says some of the funniest stuff.
No.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. No. Yeah, he does. No, listen, you guys got to tell me this isn't
It made me squeamish.
He was talking about dudes wearing rompers. He's like, my friend asked me. He talks like that, you know, about dudes wearing rompers. First thing I said was, what the fuck is a romper? And he just went through and he like made fun of them for being bitch boys. And then he said they need to be hitting switches and slapping bitches and leaving them in stitches because...
Oh my God.
Because every solution is going to the gym for him, right? So that's the solution to everything. And he said that's because, what did he say? Because when the pecs are popping, the panties are dropping.
Oh my God. Dear Lord. No.
I was trying to buy this shirt. She won't let me buy it.
No. Because it's like a tank top or something. I'm like, because you'll
A
be
muscle
like,
top.
Yeah, you'll be like wanting to wear it at the gym, and I'm like, hell no, hell no.
Why can't I wear this to the gym?
No.
It says jacked, tan, and juicy as fuck.
No.
Or it says juicy AF.
No.
Jacked, tan, and juicy AF.
No, you are not. No. I swear you order that. I'll just throw that thing away.
Oh, man. I think she's worried some other girls are going to think that I'm juicy.
I might be cutting it up in a million pieces.
Oh, she doesn't let the other girls see me jacked, tan, and juicy as fuck.
Stop. You are not no damn meathead. I know. You got really big muscles now, but I mean...
He says swole is the goal and size is the prize.
Oh my God. I will say though, John and I, we were out doing some errands and stuff like that. What was that, yesterday or the day before? And we were in a store, and I swear, like, I thought John was like mad. I thought you were like mad at me.
Nah.
I know, because I thought like you were like bulging your chest out or
No.
something, and you weren't.
No.
But it was just the way you were naturally standing.
Well, it was Tuesday, and I just got done with International Chest Day for the second day in a row.
Stop. Oh my God.
You do chest Monday through Thursday. I think I hear John up there laughing too. I already, my boy John, I already showed him some of the videos. We were cracking up laughing at that stuff.
Well, I'm glad that you guys came.
He's actually a
on.
normal guy though. He has other videos in between. He's just talking,
Yeah, but the way you say the stuff though.
Swole is the goal, size is the prize.
Stop.
Jacked, tan, and juicy as fuck. I'm still juicy. You guys got to go watch that. If you haven't seen this dude, get on YouTube and watch his stuff. You're just gonna laugh your ass off. Or follow him on Instagram.
I don't know. He's not for me, but.
All right. So, anyhow, anything else you want to add to this podcast?
No.
Other than we'll be down at the Mobile Tech Expo.
Yep.
Head on down. I'm going to have a limited amount of tactical hammers there. Probably going to have Vinny selling them for me. But if you guys want to get quite a bit of info on the marketing front, the things that I'm talking about, and you guys want to check out a demonstration of the these media sites that we're putting together. And then also we're going to be launching our mega media event, the Hail Damage version. And we pushed that back a week, by the way. I think I told you guys it was going to be at the end of the month. Come to find out, that is Easter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Christina from Anson called me, and that's where we're having it. And she said, that's on Easter Sunday. They said they could still have it, but, they closed down on Good Friday. I mean, they're... And on top of that, I don't think, honestly, I think that would, cut into a lot of people's family time. We don't want to do that.
Yes.
So I want people to be at home with their family on Easter. Mm-hmm. And we're going to be doing it that following week. So I think I'm pretty sure we nailed down that time. Actually, I'm 98% sure. So come check us out if you want to register for that. Mm-hmm. And y'all, size is the prize, swole is the goal.
No.
Swole is the goal, size is the prize.
No.
I'm going to have you guys going around smacking bitch boys by the time this is over with.
Oh my gosh. It'll be nice to see everybody at the Mobile Tech Expo.
All right, everybody. Hey, I appreciate you. And I'll see you on the next one.
That's right. And it's all about the hustle.
I even said that for you last week.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Oh, that was nice.
I know.
Oh.
All right. See you guys on the next one.
It's the king of the jungle when I can't be tamed. Take you all the way to the millennium reign. It's the return of the germ, it's that funky worm. Heated like the bottomless pit when it burn. Bro, my flow you cannot handle. I'm bumping and I'm humping like a camel on your radio channel. It's me, THREAT.